Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new around here, thanks for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to another video. So in today's video guys, what I want to do is share with you 10 things that I stopped buying in order to find ways to save money to put towards my financial goal. I for one have been trying to find different ways to save money and to make cutbacks, and it's been able to help us over the past year, particularly with me being made redundant just about a year ago now actually. So over the last year we went from being a 2-income household to a 1-income household, and we've been able to navigate that and survive it because of making so many different cutbacks. In today's video in particular, I'm just going to be talking about 10 things that I was able to cut out and stop buying in order to save money and ultimately put it towards our other financial costs and just basically help us stay afloat. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into those 10 things for you now. So one of the things that I stopped spending money on was gym membership. Now I know the gyms pretty much have been closed for the past year, give or take a few months here or there. I actually cancelled my membership long before the gyms closed last year anyway, because I found that I was paying all that money monthly for gym subscription, but I wasn't actually ever going to the gym. Like I would literally go for seasons. So I might have a season where I'm going consistently for a month and then not go for the next 6 months, and I'm still paying for that on a monthly basis. So after a while I just cut out the membership completely, and now what I like to do to keep fit is go running. So I'd like to run literally around my area, and that costs me nothing. So now rather than paying £40 a month for gym membership, it costs me £0, 0 pence. Like literally I just log my run on my Nike running app. I just head out, go for a run around my area, whether it's 2k, 3k, 4k, or even 5k sometimes. That's literally what I do a few times a week to keep fit. And just on the topic of keeping fit actually and not paying for gym membership, I actually have a video series on my channel of my home gym that my husband actually built in the garden for the same reason, to save money. Like he literally built his own gym from scratch. Like I'm not even playing with you. I'll actually link it in the description box below and link it up here as well, so you can see what I'm talking about. Like literally he built the whole stand, he even built his weights from scratch, like literally everything. So he built his own home gym, so now we literally have the gym at home for free, so it doesn't cost us a penny to go to the gym and keep fit. It's a big saving. If you think £40 gym membership each per month, that's about what, £80 a month just for the two of us to go to the gym. Times that by 12, I don't know what the maths is. I don't know the maths on the top of my head, but that's a lot of money per annum to be paying for gym membership, and we were able to eliminate that by me running around the area and by my husband literally building his own gym in the garden. Another thing that I stopped doing that is saving me so much money is doing my hair myself at home. Like literally I used to spend a fortune on hairdressers. Like I'm talking about back when I was in college and even in uni, I used to always go to the hairdressers, like £80 a pot just to get my hair washed and straightened and trimmed and treated and all these things, and £80 every other week to do hair. Back then I don't know how I was doing it, to be honest, because now just the thought of spending that much money on my hair every fortnight gives me anxiety. Like I just can't imagine doing that now. But yeah, at the time I used to spend a lot of money on my hair care. Like I was working part-time and all the money I was making was going literally back to the hairdressers. For the past 10 years I've literally just always done my hair myself. So literally this bonnet you can see on my hair right now, I did this myself. Like literally this morning I just always do my hair myself. And it's so crazy because I've had so many bad experiences when it comes to hairdressers, so I think that's a big part of me not going anymore. So number one is the cost saving, and number two is the fact that every time I go to the hairdressers I come out and I don't like my hair. I'll tell you a quick story actually. A few years ago my sister and I went to the hairdressers to get our hair cut. Like I had natural hair back then and I was going for this tapered look, and yeah, in my head it was gonna look amazing, and my sister had relaxed hair and she was gonna cut it into a short hairstyle. So we both went there all excited to get our hair done. Her hair came out amazing. My hair was a hot mess. The next day we were flying out and I was like, I cannot leave the country with my hair looking like this. Thank God I had extensions in my house already, and the little bit of hair that I had left on my head is what I now went to go and attach those extensions to. So literally I spent, I can't remember how much that haircut was, but I want to say it was around £80, maybe more, maybe a little bit less. I can't remember the exact price, but whatever that amount was, that was a big L, because not only did I lose my hair, but I lost my money too. So literally it's taken me like, how many years now? 2-3 years to grow my hair back since that dreadful haircut. And that's why, yeah, hairdressers just don't work for me. It just never goes according to plan. Like what I see in my head and the vision and the plan that I have for myself and what I get, it never correlates. It's never the same. It never matches up. Let me just save my money and save my hair and just do it myself at home. So definitely doing your hair yourself will save you so much money. Obviously I understand doing hair doesn't come naturally to everybody, but listen, everything can be learned. Like everything can literally be learned, especially with YouTube YouTube. Like literally any hairstyle you want to do, type it into YouTube and you're going to see a ton of DIY tutorials coming up showing you exactly how to do it. And I think even just over the last year during lockdown, so many people that have said in the past, I can't do my hair myself, I can't do this, I can't do that, have found ways to do it. Listen, when the hairdressers were closed and your extensions were literally like hanging on by a thread, you found a way to learn how to do it. And that's what so many people have been able to do. And trust me, you'll be surprised at what you can do when you put your mind to it. So definitely don't write yourself off and say I can't do it. Give it a go and you might surprise yourself at what you're able to do to your hair and save yourself so much money in the process. Another thing that I stopped buying a while ago actually is bottles of water. Like I was that person that couldn't drink tap water once upon a time. Like to me, tap water is disgusting. Like how can you drink that? It tastes so horrible. Like it tastes like sewers. Or so I used to tell myself until I was on my debt-free journey, and I quickly realized that bottled water was a luxury and not a necessity. Like the water running for the tap actually is safe enough to drink. And if it bothers you that much drinking tap water, then a great alternative is to buy a water filter. And that's something that I basically ended up doing. Like you'll be surprised at how much those bottles of water actually add up. And a lot of the bottled water that I was buying back then probably wasn't even any better than the tap water, in all honesty, because it wasn't like I was buying no designer Fiji water. I was literally buying like the crates of water from Costco. I can't remember, Highland, I think that, no, it's not even Highland, I can't remember the brand. But if you know about the Costco water, the cheapest one, I can't remember the brand of it. If you know what it is, put in the comment section below. But that is literally the water that we were buying before, so it wasn't any better than tap water, but it just made me feel better knowing that I wasn't drinking tap water. But yeah, when we was on our debt-free journey, that was one of the things that we cut out. Another thing that I've stopped doing that has saved me so much money is paying to get my nails done. Like this is something that I used to spend so much money on. It's actually crazy when I think about how much money I used to spend on my nails. Like literally every fortnight without fail, I would go to the nail shop and get my gel nails done, and I was paying 20, 30, 40 pounds every single time to get them refilled. That's something that I cut out, and that saved me so much money, because if you think what, 20, 30 pounds every fortnight, that's like what, 60 pounds a month on average. 60 pounds a month times 12. Again, maths is not my strong point, but just know that adds up over the course of a year to be a lot of money. And then if you times that by what, 10 years, I don't even know, that's thousands of pounds just spent on nails alone. Another thing that I stopped buying is nail polish. In addition to getting the gel nails done like every fortnight, I used to always buy nail polish. Like I had an obsession literally once upon a time with nail polish, like in every color you can imagine. I had it, in fact I have it, every single color under the sun, just there lying there gathering dust because I never use it, I never paint my nails. So that's something I've stopped buying, because it's like, why do you just keep adding to this collection? The ones that are there are literally fresh, not used, some of them unopened, and you're just buying, adding to it. So yeah, nail polish is something I've stopped buying as well. Another thing that I've stopped spending money on is designer food. Like every time I say designer food, my husband's like, it's not designer food, it's branded food. But I like to call it designer food because you know what I mean when I say designer food. I was that person obsessed with designer baked beans, like Heinz baked beans. That was me. I couldn't eat anything else. Like don't tell me about Tesco owned baked beans, let alone Aldi owned baked beans. Like no, I'm not having it. I can't eat that. It's disgusting. That's how I used to be anyway back in the days when I was even in debt. That's when I was a snob when it came to brands. There were certain things that if it wasn't the common brand or the popular brand, I'm not involved, I'm not buying it, I can't eat it. But listen, when you're trying to pay down debt and you're trying to find ways to save money, you suddenly realize that this brand snob thing is not helping me in any way, shape or form. So let me just humble myself and relax. I just look down at the bottom shelf, because if you know anything about shopping in the supermarkets, the cheaper things are always placed at the lower levels of the aisles so that you have to like bend down to get them. What they do is they put the more expensive stuff at eye level, so that as soon as you're walking around in the store, you're just picking the more expensive items because you can't be bothered to bend down. But listen, just by bending down in those shops, yeah, you'll save yourself so much money on your shop. And that's exactly what I do now. So buying designer food, branded food, I don't do it anymore. I don't care for it. The only time you'll see me buy any kind of branded food is if it's on offer and ends up being cheaper than the actual own brand version. But generally speaking, own brand is my way of life, and by doing that I've been able to save so much money on my groceries. Another thing that I started spending money on was facial wipes. Like I used to spend so much money on facial wipes, like to wipe off my makeup. I stopped buying that a long time ago, actually around about the time that I had my first sons, and this is like what, 6 years now since I brought a packet of facial wipes. Now I just use the baby wipes because to me it does exactly the same job. Like what is the difference? You use it, you wipe it, it takes the makeup off. To be fair, I probably shouldn't even be using any kind of wipes on my face. I should just use soap and water or whatever my facial wash is to wash it off. But yeah, I'm lazy at anything for a simple life. I just take the baby wipes and I wipe my makeup off. It does exactly the same job that the makeup wipe does, but at a fraction of the price. Another thing that I've stopped spending money on is new clothes every time I go on an outing. Like, that is something that has saved me so much money. I don't think you understand. Like, buying clothes for an occasion was my thing. Anywhere I'm going, if there's a motive, if there's a function, a birthday, a dinner, a wedding, anything, any opportunity to buy new clothes, that was me. I will be shopping. However, now I'm not like that anymore. Like, I'm pleased to say I've been delivered from that spirit of shopping. Like, I don't shop like that anymore at all. Yes, I do still like buying nice things. However, it's not a thing that I need to always buy something new. Like, it doesn't happen anymore. It's like I wasn't comfortable wearing the same outfit more than once, especially if it's like to a special place. I don't know, for example, a friend's birthday dinner. I couldn't dare wear the same outfit to 2 different people's birthday dinners. Like, who does that? Whereas now, Tolly does that. Like, literally, I do it with my whole chest and I'm very, very happy with it. So yeah, definitely new clothes for every occasion is something I don't do anymore. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't buy new clothes at all. That would be a lie. However, yeah, I don't buy them for every single function like I used to before. Another thing that I've stopped buying that saves me money is magazines. To be fair, does anybody actually buy magazines anymore? Like, that is something I was totally addicted to buying. Like, I used to buy them, but I never used to actually sit down and read them. What I would do is I'll buy the magazines, flick through the pictures, look at the outfits that I would want to buy, or look at the outfits for inspiration for things that I could buy, and that would be it. Literally, I'll flick through the pictures and then move on to the next magazine, and I'll just keep spending money on these things on a weekly basis. £2 here, £3 here, £2 here, £4 here. Like, literally, that's all I was doing with my extra money, just buying magazines for fun to flick through. But I guess thank God for the internet, thank God for social media. Like, all those pictures that I was flicking through in the magazines, I can now just flick through them on my phone, scroll, see what I like, and keep it moving and save myself money. Whereas before, I would just buy those magazines and just be creating clutter in my house. Now there's no clutter in my house and there's more money in my bank account. Another thing that I stopped buying is coffee every day at work. But I guess, to be fair, for the last year I haven't even been at work, but even when I've been out and about, like, buying coffee every single day is just not a thing for me anymore. Now it's like on a rare occasion I'll be like, okay, yeah, let me treat myself to a coffee. Whereas before, it was a staple. 2-3 times a day I was spending money on coffee. And if you think about it, £3 a cup times 2 in a day, that's £6 in one day, times 5 in a week, that's £30. I hope I got that maths right. If I didn't, that's embarrassing, but I think that is right. But yeah, £30 a week on coffee in a year, that quickly adds up. So as much as people are like, oh yeah, don't say cut back on coffee. Yes, don't cut back on coffee if you really, really care about coffee like that. But if you don't care about coffee like that, then maybe it is time to scale back on that coffee, because it does quickly add up. That £30 a week quickly turns into £120 a month, and that £120 a month quickly turns into, like, what, nearly £1,500 a year on coffee. Like, is it actually worth it? When you do the maths like that, you quickly realize, actually, I don't really care for coffee like that, you know. So yeah, it just depends on what your priorities are and what is important to you. But for me, I know that coffee, yes, I enjoy it here and there, but it's not something I need to commit so much of my income to. So that's something that I cut back on a lot over the past few years, and that's been able to save me so much money. So these are just some of the things that I've cut back on over the years, and I've been able to see the compound effect of those cutbacks in my life and in my finances. But what I'll be interested to hear from you guys is, what kind of things have you been able to cut back on to make savings on financially over the past few years, or even particularly over the last year during lockdown? Like, what things have you cut back on? What things have you spent less money on? And what areas have you been able to save money? Share these things in the comment section below so that other people can hear these tips. But that's literally it for this video, guys. I just wanted to share some of the things that I've cut back on over the years in order to save money, in the hope that it will inspire you and help you to make savings too. But if you enjoyed this video, you've made it this far, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you soon for my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.